our stories are actually very different. And so the way that this all worked out, it's just amazing to see what God will do. I grew up in the church. My dad actually was a pastor. I was homeschooled. It was everything I ever knew. And I started to feel disconnected in the church. As I got older, I just felt like I couldn't find my place, and so I left. And I went through your teenage years that are, I'm searching and I want to know and I want to question what my parents told me and know for myself. And I searched for years, and I felt like all at once everything came together. When we found DRC, we had just about given up on looking for churches. Everywhere we had gone, it was great to be with the Word, but no one would talk to us. No one approached us, or maybe we didn't quite fit in, a little bit different. And to find a place where, in the Bible, when you read in the New Testament about how a church should be, I didn't think that you could find it, and we're creating it here.
Actually, I didn't grow up religious at all. My mom's Catholic, but she never took us to church or anything, and I was kind of agnostic the whole time. Just kind of looked into the Eastern religions because they looked like they had the peace, and then the sciencey stuff for a minute because just that's what people do. But then as the Bible says, that a wife can help a husband get salvation, and then I had a lot of people praying for me, her family, her dad and brothers and mom. And, one day it just clicked, everything, too many coincidences in a row to write off as just being a coincidence. And so then I started getting into it and believed it, and, like you, we went to some different churches, and it seemed like they didn't have a sense of community. Just seemed to be a kind of gap between what the Bible says and what the churchgoers were actually doing, and it seems like a DRC that people genuinely want to live the way the Bible says that you should, and make a connect between community and just,
Being real.
being real.
I think it has strengthened us so much. It has been so bonding, learning how to worship together, feeling comfortable to do that here, watching the other couples worship, and then, being loved as we are, and then being offered a role in leadership together. And then we had been praying to God, what do you want? We'll give anything. What do you want? And literally, we had this burden on our heart that we kept thinking, somebody needs to take care of this. And I feel like it's made us stronger because we feel purposeful. And
It seems like DRC is good at trying to work with your calling. If you feel called to do something, it seems like everybody here will help you actually get involved in that particular issue, and if there isn't something already set up, they're willing to work with you to help set that up. And it just seems like people actually genuinely care about you and want you to grow in your faith. We're going to be leading the college age group, and we don't have a lot right now, but we're going to go out and find them and get them involved, and hopefully have them grow in their faith and join up with us.
I definitely think that the generation that we have right now is facing something that others haven't. And we have all this technology, we have all of this, Facebook and Twitter, and you can connect right now, and they're emptier than ever. And Ryan and I had discussed so many times or watched, videos on YouTube and thought, what's going on here? What's the disconnect? And the ironic thing is that I came out of the church and I knew what the disconnect was, and I found the answer. It's community, it's people, it's connection. Where two or more are gathered, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But he put that on our heart because we understand it. I understand the kids who don't want to come back. I believe the statistics like 70%, and he understands what it's like to
From the
have nothing.
yeah, outside looking in, yeah, it definitely seems like when you first read the Bible that there's a gap between Christians and the Bible, so it seemed like, well, why would I join a church? Because, you know, they don't actually do what the Word says anyway, but
we want to show them that.
at DRC they actually try, and I feel like here you'd find somebody that's willing to talk with you about the actual issues that are going on in your mind. You know, it's hard for new believers to find a church because they usually jump in the middle of a book or chapter that they have no idea what you're talking about. And but here there's somebody always willing to stay after and talk to you and work through the issues with you. And if you have any questions, there's plenty of people willing to explain it, email, talk on the phone, meet up for coffee.
What I would say is that any hurt that you may have experienced in the past in the church is to remember that we're all people, and to not let people and your past get in the way of you pursuing God. He does have a place for you. You know, 10 years I searched. If you patiently wait, during those 10 years I met the love of my life, and now I get to spend forever with him. Don't give up, and give it one more chance. Give it one more try. Trust me, I would be a skeptic. I would say it's not going to be any different. But I would encourage you to walk in, come find me, and sit with me, worship, and there really is a real church. Come as you are, and come to DRC.